We're going to discuss about the reproduction in plants. Asexual and sexual reproduction in the plants, chapter 1. Reproduction is the vital process for the existence of the species, and it is also bring suitable changes through the variation and evolution in the offsprings for their survival on the earth. Plant reproduction is very important not only for their own survival but also useful for the continuation and existence of all other organisms. So all organisms directly or indirectly depending on the plants. Basically, reproduction classified into two major categories: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. It helps to perpetuation its own species without the involvement of the gamete. Already we studied lower plants, for example algae and fungi, and animals like amoeba, paramecium, etc. It shows the different types of the asexual reproductions. Example Gonidia, Aspergillus and Penicillium. Budding produced by yeast and hydra. Fragmentation Spirogyra. Production of gemma Markantia. Regeneration Planaria. Binary fission Bacteria. The individual formed by this method is morphologically and genetically identical and are called clones. Higher plants also reproduce asexually by different methods. Vegetative reproduction. Buds grows and develop into the new plant. Buds may be formed in organs such as root, stem and leaf. During suitable condition, the plant bud get detached from the parent and develop into the new plant. Used for vegetative reproduction, first one storage and second one perennation. Unit of the reproductive structures used for propagation is called vegetative propagules or diaspores. Vegetative reproduction in the roots, vegetative or adventitious buds are produced. For example, Murraya, Dalbergia and Millingtonia. Tuberous or adventitious roots, apart from developing buds, also storage food in the roots. Example, Ipomia batatas, Dahlia. Here the given picture is underground stem modification. Tuber, rhizome, comb, bulbils, etc. Vegetative reproduction in stem. The structure of various underground stem and subaerial stems. Here they given the example. The first one is underground stem modification. Rhizome, Musa paradisiaca, Gingifera officinale, Curcuma longa. Comb, Amorphophilus colocasia. Tubers, Solanum tuberosum. Bulb, Allium sifa and Lilium. Then subaerial stem modification, runner, Centrella asiatica, stolon, mentha and fragria, offset, pistia, iconia, sucker chrysanthemum, bulbils, dioscorea and agave. The axillary buds from the nodes of the rhizome and eyes of the tubers also gives the vegetative reproduction. Here they given the picture is underground stem, subaerial stem modification. Then reproduction by leaves also it will be given. Vegetative reproduction in leaves. In some plant, adventitious buds are developed on their leaf. When they are detached from the parent plant, they grow into the new individual plant. For example, Bryophyllum, Scylla, Begonia. In Bryophyllum, the leaf is succulent, notched on its margin. Adventitious buds develop at those notches are called epiphyllous buds. In Scylla is a bulbous plant and grows in a sandy soil. The foliage leaves are long and narrow and epiphyllous buds develop at their tips. When the buds develop into the new plant, they are touched to the soil. Advantages of the natural vegetative reproduction. Only one parent is required for the propagation. Second one, new individual plants produced, no, they are genetically identical. In some of the plants, they enables to spread rapidly. Example, Phoenix. Then horticulturists, farmers utilize these organs for the natural vegetative reproduction for the cultivation and to harvest the plants in large scale. Disadvantage of the natural vegetative reproduction is the new plants are produced, no, there is no genetic variation. Artificial method, that is the manual forces involved in this. Apart from natural method, this method of the reproduction used in the agriculture and horticulture to propagate their plants, their useful parts. Some of the artificial propagation method have been used by man for long term, so are called the conventional method. So example, cutting, grafting, layering. Nowadays technology is being used by the propagation to produce large number of the plant in a shorter period of the time, so that methods are known as the modern method. Example, tissue culture and micro propagation method. The first one we are going to see conventional method, that is cutting. Cutting, this cutting is nothing but cutting the plant portion, okay, that is the root or stem or leaf portion. The cut part is placed in a suitable medium for the growth. It produces the roots and grow into the new plant. Root cutting, malus. Stem cutting, example, hibiscus, bougainvillea and moringa. Leaf cutting, example, begonia bryophyllum. Grafting is two different plants are joined and continue to grow as one plant. The plant contact with the soil is called the stalk, and plant used for grafting is called scion. Example, citrus, mango and apple. So there are five different types of the graftings. So based on the uniting the scion and stalk method. So first one, bud grafting. T-shaped incision is made in the stalk and bark is lifted. Then scion bud with little wood is placed inside the incision beneath the bark and properly bandaged with the tape. Second method, approach grafting. In this method, stalk and scion remain rooted. Stalk is grown in the part and brought closer to the scion. Then both should have the same thickness. A small slice is cut from the both and the cut surface are brought near and tied together and held by the tape. After 1 to 4 weeks, the tip of the stalk and base of the scion are cut up and detached and grow into a separate plant. Here they given the 5 different types of the grafting method picture. Third type, tongue grafting. A scion and stalk having the same thickness is cut oblique and scion is fit into the stalk and bound with the tape. Then fourth one, crown grafting. When the stalk is larger in size, scion are cut into the wedge shape or inserted into the slit or cleft of the stalk and fixed into the position using the craft wax. Fifth one, wedge grafting. In this method, slit is made in the stalk or bark is cut. The twig of the scion is inserted, tightly bound, so the chemium of the two plants join together. Then third type, layering. The stem of the parent plant is allowed to develop the roots while still intact. When the root develops, the rooted part is cut and planted to grow as a new plant. Example, Ixora jasmine. Few types of the layering. First one, mount layering. It is applied for flexible branches. The lower branch stem is leaving to bend to the ground and buried into the soil, and tip of the branches is exposed above the soil. After root emerges, cut is made in parent plant so that buried part grow into the new plant. Air layering. So it is griddled at the nodular region and hormones are applied for the promote the rooting, and this portion is covered with the damp or moist soil used in the polythene cover. Then root emerges in the branches after 2 to 4 months. Such branches are removed from the parent plant and grow into the separate part or ground. Advantages of conventional method. The plant produced are genetically uniform. Then many plants are can produce quickly by this method. Some plants produce little or no seeds. In some other, the seeds produced do not germinate. In such cases, plants can be produced in a shorter period by this method only. Then some plants can be propagated more economically by vegetative propagation. For example, Solanum tuberosum. Then two different plants with a desirable character such as the disease resistant and high yield can be crafted and grown as a new plant with the same desirable character. Disadvantages of conventional method. Use of the virus infected plant as a parent produce viral infected new plants. Then vegetative structure used for propagation are bulky and so they are difficult to handle and store. Modern method. Professor E. C. Stewart 1932 Cornell University showed that mature phloem parenchyma cells removed from the carrot were placed in a suitable medium under the control condition could able to stimulate start dividing again to produce a new carrot plant. These cells were described as totipotent. What is totipotent? Genetically, genetic ability of the plant cell to produce the entire plant under suitable condition. So, it is known as the totipotency. The characteristic feature of these cells utilized in the horticulture, forestry and industry to propagate the plants. The growth of the plant tissue in a spatial culture medium under suitable controlled condition is known as the tissue culture. So here they given the micropropagation in carrot. Micropropagation, the regeneration of the whole plant from the single cell or tissue or small piece of the vegetative structure through the tissue culture is called the micropropagation. So here they given the micropropagation picture.